Let's take a trip into Indian country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're keeping safe, I hope you're keeping healthy, I hope you're keeping fine, and welcome to another episode of Amazing Worlds, where today I'm going to be introducing / commenting / reviewing Scalped by Jason Aaron and Guéra. I was introduced to this comic at a time when I was trying to fail epically to upload all my books, my library, all my comics, books I've ever read into Goodreads, but what an experience, what a horrible website. Given up. I may try again during the holidays, I don't know. But as I was filling it up, I got one of those, if you like this, why don't you try this? And I'll give it a try. So I bought issue 1, and yeah, definitely something different, definitely something that comics can be. This is not, there's nothing supernatural here, it's not superheroes, it is not that sort of psychological thriller sci-fi. No. This is a really hard, gritty, dirty, violent crime / drama. Basically, the premise of the story is we follow Dashil Bad Horse, who was an Indian from Indian tribe, name escapes me now, who comes back to the reservation where he grew up 15 years after he left, and he goes back to join the reservation police force, okay, to be a police officer in the reservation. Turns out he's actually an undercover FBI agent who is sent there to investigate the corruption that goes on in the reservation. And now this comic brought back to me, I mean, I was aware before I started reading the comics about the harsh realities, the really unfortunate, sad situation of the Indian people living in the reservations in the US. I mean, I did a bit more research on the back of it after reading the comic, and you know, basically we are thrown into a world of real social misery and hard times. Reservations aren't exactly the nicest places in the world. Loads of problems with unemployment and therefore drug issues, alcoholism, all that sort of stuff going on. Not exactly the most salubrious of places. And then so we have Dashil, who is investigating the chief of the tribe, so to speak, Lincoln Red Crow. He's the head of the reservation police, but he's also the owner, manager of the casino in the reservation. Because for those of you maybe not aware from outside the US or the people, in order to keep, I suppose, the Indian population happy, you know, they've stuck them in these reservations. Here you can do whatever you want, you run yourselves how you see fit, and to keep them happy and give them sort of something to do, them to make money or be wealthy, they are allowed to run casinos in the states where gambling is illegal. So you see the chief here in the comics is kind of the head of the police. He's also running the, it's basically runs the show. He runs the show. A lot of corruption, Dashil investigating. We are also treated to a bit of back history of the characters. So Dashil is estranged from his mother. He's kind of trying to reconnect, and he discovers an aspect of her past when she was a very militant rights activist back in the 60s. So we have those two timelines, those two different plot threads running through the story. We are also introduced to some secondary characters. There's one of Dashil's love interests, a young kid or teenage kid who's trying to make something of his life in the reservation, and he's trying to break away and escape the social problems running there. As I said, it's a it's a hard comic. It's got certainly a social conscience. It's dealing with very real, very difficult topics. I think it does it really well, but it is also a very violent comic. There's certainly no doubt about it. The artwork by Guéra. Guéra is a Serbian artist who actually lives in Barcelona in Spain. I had the pleasure of meeting him, and he actually signed for me in the volume 1, and he's also working with Jason Aaron on another book based on the Old Testament of the Bible, but I'll cover that in some other video. It's a great joint effort. Guéra's artwork blends with the story really well. It is, I mean, the color palette on the throughout all the books, it's not pretty. Even the outdoor scenes are all tinged with oranges and sort of shades of yellow. It's not bright colors at all. There's a lot of really dark settings once we are indoors. It's not nice vibrant colors at all. It's blending with the dark, edgy content of the story. Also, Guéra's work, or maybe the inking process, but they're not really super clear lines, so it's a little bit kind of dirty artwork. The sort of facial details and definitions are a bit blurred. You never really get to fully appreciate Dashiell's face. There's only like a couple of key facial features, and with that, and then playing with shades and stuff, we get to see who he is, but you don't get very clear lines or very clear colors. There's a lot of diffaminations going on and stuff like that. But you know, it's a bit hard. The artwork is hard. It's not easy on the eye, but it's there for a reason and a purpose, and it helps the story really well. Throughout the run of the book, a few guest artists had to be introduced to make sure the original 60-issue series run on time, but from volume 6 onwards all the way to the end, volume 10, all the artwork was done by Guéra. This is one of those Vertigo label comics that really did something different and brought something to the medium. Just the introduction of volume 1 is done by Brian Vaughan, big name, Why the Last Man and Saga. Volume 2 is introduced by Garth Ennis and another. So you know, these people wouldn't be attached. They wouldn't be attaching the names to the series, given the blurb. They didn't really think highly. I'm aware that apparently there are talks. There's been a pilot commission that has been filmed to translate, to take Scalped from comic into television. There's going to be an adaptation series. Now that's what I would really like to watch, because if they get the spirit of the story right, this is going to be, well, the kind of TV show I am going to enjoy. It's going to be a hard-hitting drama, crime, sort of police type show, but you really have to do it justice. There's nothing, but now that I'm thinking about it, it'd be really hard to get the tone of the story right, because here there is no room for comedy relief, there is no room for humor, there is no room for anything other than the harsh reality, the edgy characters, the violence, and the sex. There's a bit of titty going around the comic. So it is definitely for a mature audience. I really can't see very many kids picking this up. and being engrossed by the story. It's definitely a much more serious, mature theme. But having said all of that, would I recommend this? Most definitely, if you are interested into kind of harsh reality drama. I say reality in the sense of it is something that could happen in the real world. It's not based on any true story, but it reflects a harsh reality of society. Please like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. If you've read it, have I got it right, have I got it wrong, have I missed a point? If you haven't read it, is this something that may interest you, may make you want to read it just to try something different? Please let me know. Until next time, as always, please, more than ever, take care. Try to put up with your family being inside 4 walls. It's not easy, but we're getting there. Things in Europe seem to be improving a little bit. We will come out of this. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know. Even if you press the thumbs up button, try not to, but please, if you're tempted to, tell me why. Until next time, take care. Bye.